Welcome, everyone, to the Open Channel podcast, where we share through conscious conversation the invitation of further embodiment of unity and higher states of conscious awareness. I'm Shaunna Green.
And I'm Julie Stevens. Welcome to this co-created space for people who want to connect and remember the core essence of who they are. Thank you so much for joining us. We are so grateful to have you here with us. Like we can pause in the beginning and we just sit here.
We can just sit here.
I could just sit here.
I know. Me too. But welcome, everyone. Welcome.
Yes.
It's good to be here today.
Yes, we're going to have a podcast today in silence.
Yes. And people will come in silence and be here with us.
Yes. That's a dream, right? Just to
Absolutely.
sit in silence an entire podcast. That would be and just feel the energy,
Yeah. It could be really dynamic, actually.
Yeah.
We could try that sometime.
Experiment with that.
Yeah. Not today, though.
Yeah. Yeah. So this week for me has been just shocking in my psychic abilities are just been going off the charts, and it shocks me every time. And then I'm thinking, okay, well, it's coming up on Halloween, right? And Halloween is when the veils are the thinnest, that's kind of like the whole story of being able to see ghosts and all that came because at that, what do they call them? The quarter, the quarter times in between the equinoxes and the solstice. There's a name for that. I can't remember what it is, but like Beltane, for the spring. And that's when you see all the fairies on Halloween, and you see all the fall, you see the darkness, you see the ghosts. But so I feel like that's really ramping up. And I've just been like, I'll see something or something will come to me, and literally the person I'm talking to will say or write exactly what I was seeing, or in breath work, I'll feel something and immediately somebody will comment on what they're getting. And it just keeps blowing my mind one after another. And it's just that confirmation, we all have that. We all have that. You just acknowledging it and tapping into it, because the universe is speaking to us.
Or through us, or both. To us, through us, both.
Yeah. So it's been a lot of fun. Just getting to play with that energy, and just feeling the joy of what's available right now.
Well, it's connecting the dots. We're getting to connect things that before now may not have been possible to put together. Yeah.
There's so much clarity available to all of us, and that's being applied to our shadow and our stuff. And that's why you see so many people going through things, because they're seeing more. And a lot of people are having challenges and going through depression and all these things. But just remember that that's the point where when you get to that point, then you're at that tipping point. You're at where you can flip that and go right to the other side.
It's just very dynamic that so much is being acknowledged and met in the collective, that, people are beginning to honor what they have been avoiding. And that shift is, even just in naming something that before was hidden away in some corner of their past. Now those things are coming out to be met in light, and not necessarily, done the conga around, but held with love. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's things are falling away more gracefully than they have. Like all this work that we, for many of us who've been on the path for a long time, it was always really challenging. Now it's just like, it's just flowing. It's like, you don't have a choice. You're on this train and there is no getting off,
No.
It's getting harder and harder not to live a life in alignment. And
Exactly.
everything's going to keep showing you. Everything's going to keep showing you, and everything's pushing you into that timeline
I think
of
what you
perfect
said
alignment.
is just absolutely spot on. It's getting harder and harder
Mm-hmm.
to live a life that is not in alignment. That is so well put.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is exactly what these times are
Mm-hmm.
bringing forward, because we're approaching where alignment is the only um alignment, and oneness
Mm-hmm.
is the vibration. It's like
Yeah.
that's what we're moving into. That's the
Yeah.
vibration of what we're living into.
And just surrendering into that, because it's that alignment is when things get easy.
Yes.
That's the easy life. See,
Yes.
we're so hooked on the 3D, and that, oh, we have to do this and we have to work, and getting away from that is scary. Not
Yeah.
knowing, following your gifts or doing something that no one else is doing. That seems scary, but when you go into alignment, it's the opposite.
Right.
That's when it gets easy. That's when things flow. That's when work doesn't feel like work.
Exactly.
That's when the joy comes.
It's when surrender
Mm-hmm.
becomes the comfortable place. It's
Yeah.
when that being out of control is the comfortable way to
Yes.
live.
Mm-hmm. And when you allow yourself to shine, that's the greatest gift you can give yourself.
Well, and because it's shining through you
Mm-hmm.
from your embodied
Mm-hmm.
state,
Yeah.
from a place of source.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah. Everything is taking us right to that flow, right to
Mm-hmm.
that flow. And you can get off, come back on, get off, come back on, but you're on that boat and you can't get off the river. you know, there may be rapids, but you're going down that river.
Yeah.
How rough do you want the ride to be? You got to
Mm.
just keep paddling, just
Yeah.
keep going.
Exactly. And we can either try to swim upstream
Mm-hmm.
to
Or hold on to a
resist it,
boulder.
or hold on to a boulder, or hold on to the boulder while the river is carrying us down.
Yeah, and then you get off your raft, and then you got to get back on the raft.
Right. Or you
Yeah.
can just allow it to pull you along and
Mm-hmm.
trust that you float.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we're seeing this more and more with people, and it's amazing how many people are dropping what they were doing before and getting
Yes.
ideas. Well, I'm just going to do this, or I'm going to try this. More and more
I'm
people.
feeling called to do
Yeah,
blah.
yeah, and doing things on their own. Not needing someone else or an employer.
Right.
Finding ways to be self-sufficient, finding ways to be
Mm-hmm.
independent, because being independent is, total freedom.
Yeah. And it's the universe
Yeah,
supporting your livelihood and your
yeah,
fullest expression of who you are.
yeah. Ultimately, we have everything we need inside of us, including,
Yes.
food. there's breatharians. We can take this as far as we want to go in this discussion,
Yeah.
but everything you have, everything you think you need is just the projection of the illusion.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So it's really a matter of how deep do you want to go into that illusion.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
What are you going to believe in? What are you going to allow your thoughts to take you?
Well, and what limitations do you want to continue to hold? Because the more we continue to peel back these things we don't need, the more our limitations fade, the more is possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
And available.
Writing down every day 10 new high vibe, beliefs, and sticking them on the refrigerator, whatever, to keep that the vibration of where you want to go in your body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sets the intention.
Mm-hmm. There's so many little tools you can do to help shift your thought patterns, your belief systems.
And thusly the reality that you walk through.
Mm-hmm. Get creative. Find ways to do that for yourself. Whatever, if it's journaling or, people have different things they like to do. So, but there's always some way that you can find a way that works for you.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. So much power in that.
So much power available that we didn't realize we had.
Mm-hmm. I know. And it's so amazing watching it, just watching ourselves and witnessing everyone else stepping into it. it's so exciting. I mean, even
It
just
is.
at the equinox for here where I am, the weather actually shifted the day of the equinox and it got really
Wow.
cool. And I was like, oh, okay, all of a sudden it feels like winter. Like
Mm.
all of a sudden, like that day, and it got dark really early for a change.
Wow.
It was kind of weird because usually you don't really notice it. It goes really gradual, but it was probably a combination of things of the clouds and that sort. But I was feeling like, wow, okay, it's time to roll now. Like
Mm-hmm.
we're shifting into this next quarter. Whoa, holy Moses, it's going to be
Well, and
unbelievable.
unbelievable, but it can take so many forms, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the level of unbelievable is going to expand, but in not just in ways that seem, I don't know, that there's a lot of light available in
Mm-hmm.
that intensity.
Mm-hmm. And it's going to show up in different ways for different people, different places, different countries. It's all going to be a rainbow of manifestation.
I think a lot of chains are beginning to be
Mm-hmm.
unshackled. I think people are really starting to become free.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, as we go into this quarter, it's like, we're going into the darker days. So with all the
Mm,
light that's here, we're gonna be seeing more, even more of the darkness, even more of the shadow. So it's gonna be even more transformational. It's gonna be like really packed in this last quarter of transformation. It's gonna be
hmm.
huge.
Well, it's so interesting because the shadows get longer.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that
Yeah.
like with I love the literal and figurative there,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they
but
grow.
it's
It's
the
the illusion.
perception.
It's
Yeah.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Because it takes more light to see a bigger shadow
And it
and the angle
takes
of the light.
the angle and the
Yeah.
perspective of
Mm-hmm.
the position of the light.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
mm, mm, mm.
Yeah.
Loving it.
I know. And you like just thinking of that, like those phrases, like and
Hmm.
applying that to like all aspects of life. It's just like
Definitely.
it's kind of mind blowing. Um, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So amazing. Yeah, we
shall
can
we,
drop in and see
yeah,
what we're
what moves through?
what we're feeling.
Hmm. The light is here to stay, dear ones, even as you move through what sound like they are darker days. The light is becoming brighter and more effervescent from our view. The effervescence is coming from the additional energy that's pervading the planet. And although the cycles have moved through in predictable ways, there are new qualities emerging for this particular cycle, as it is such a pivotal time and is such a momentous particular quarter on the universal scale. We know that this time has been talked about frequently, but it's important to note that it may not seem typical or predictable, that there are unfoldings that are unexpected and surprising that are unfolding. And to be aware of surprises that can delight you as we approach the closure of the cycle.
This is the big cycle. This is the cycle that many have been reading about in ancient calendars that were predicted in other days and throughout the years. This is the calendar. It is this time. It is 2021, the last quarter of 2021. That is the massive shift that will happen. This is the time. This is the greatest time of transformation in these next few months that you will witness here individually and collectively. It is going to be quite a ride, quite a show, quite exciting and joyous to feel and be in the transformation, to be a part of it. There's much joy coming, we assure you.
Alignment isn't just on a piece of paper, it is a felt sense of rightness. a felt sense of balance, of finding our inner center point. And as we connect more deeply to that felt sense, the more the collective does as well. And as we all pull in together to that center point, that's how the oneness becomes aggregated. It is our collection of our oneness that these months will bring. And the energy of this is magnetic, is a force of its own, and it is palpable to the body and to the senses. We invite you into celebrating the G forces that move through that. That's what makes it quite a ride.
The amount of light and frequencies and light codes that are coming into the planet are intensifying dramatically. This will continue over the next few months. Allow yourself to flow with the energies that are coming in. Allow yourself to feel everything, to feel your emotions, to feel the energy pulsing through your body. We encourage everyone to sit at least 10 to 20 minutes a day and just feel what your body feels like. Feel what your toes feel like, what your ankles feel like, your legs. Just scan your body and become more in tune to what is coming through your body. These changes are affecting the body in immense, immense ways. Watch your intake of water and your food. Watch what your body needs. Let go of the habits and the patterns of what you have been used to when you need to eat, what you need to eat. Allow your body to tell you what it wants. Start listening to your body more. As you get more in tune with the energy of your own energy, that is when you can apply that to everything that you do, to how you create, how you manifest, what you want to create in the world, what you want to do in the world, what is your purpose here. Getting in tune with your own energy is the greatest gift you can allow yourself to learn and to experiment with at this time. With such changes happening, slow down and let the body embody everything that it needs to.
I'm feeling like my head is expanding. There's a lot of fullness moving through it, just expansive, but full.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot pouring in right now. So let's remember to ground this down into the earth, ground down, focus on our feet. Can never be reminded enough to pull in and ground whatever it is we're feeling, to always ground it in.
And to feel into what openness feels like, inviting the increased spaciousness of what it means to open, to feel that widening, to make more room available for what's moving through. Feeling more, even more moving through than before. Insight is available today. Watering is happening. Watering of the soil, of the earth, so to speak. Some of the watering is coming from tears of grief that have moved through the collective in the last few weeks. Grief moving up as emotions are becoming available to be felt that have been buried. watering from the sacred waters that are being called forth in these days, watering as the parched earth requests and yearns for relief, compassion, and divine intervention are bringing more waters where they need to flow, are bringing more current, bringing more waves of cool forces, cool, flowing, soothing, liquid balm for the journey. The flow through the world, through the collective, is moving the energies through. And so the tears have been flowing. The waters of the planet are continuing to move with the tides and the cycles. So know that the forces are larger than the individual. And yet the individual has such a force on these tidal movements through intention, through trust, through allowing. If you consider the wave and how things can try to fight against the waves, that diminishes the force of the wave itself. And yet allowing into that force adds more to the flow than was there before. Just continuing to allow helps the flow universally to move as the water must in order to continue the process.
Allowing this wellspring to bubble up within you. Allow it to bubble up. Allow the water to bubble up through the layers and layers and layers and endless layers of emotions, mental patterns, etc. It does not all happen in one swoop, although it can. But remember that as you work through these, it may seem that you have done this before, and why is this still happening? Why do I still feel this way? Allow the wellspring to continue to remove those layers. It is a process. Allow it to go through each layer. Each time it will be deeper and deeper and deeper till you get to the core. It may not feel that way. It may feel in the outside look as though it is just a repetitive pattern, but if you feel and allow this wellspring to show you, it will keep continuing to remove layers and layers and layers. Don't get discouraged that it is never going to end. We assure you, you are just going deeper and deeper. And as you get to the bottom and the core, that's when the flow of joy will replace what was there before.
I'm seeing a big spiral vortex current as you're speaking about the wellspring, that the layers are felt through the spiral.
Right. Like each layer of the spiral is just another deeper portion of the same sort of vibration, but
exactly.
It's more embedded, more subtle, but it's the same vibration, just more subtle.
Different nuances.
And you must get to the core, reach the bottom. And just as we were saying before, a lot of people are going through deep depression. That is the beauty, because you've reached the core. And now it's time to release. It's time to release that.
I'm still feeling like they're encouraging opening, especially at the crown. Just opening, allowing more light through than ever before.
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of more transmissions lately with all these energies coming in. I feel like this is going to be a recurring tendency to let us absorb what is being given to us right now. It is multidimensional. It is not just words. Although we use the words, that is only one aspect of what is being shared here today. Remembering to breathe. When you don't breathe, you contract and you don't allow the flow to occur. Always remembering to breathe slowly, deeply, consciously, and allowing your body to relax. It is in the relaxation that you allow for the greater bandwidth of flow through your channel. If you hold your breath, you are contracting.
Feeling pricking along my arms. Are you feeling stuff? I'm feeling I have to clear my throat a lot too. That the voice.
Yes, I've been doing that a lot this week as well.
There's something about our voice and expanding the flow through that space.
It holds so much tension. It's the throat is literally like a bottleneck. Even physically, it's very tight, so very small. So yeah, there's a lot, especially now that is with these times and people not speaking out, and some people are, but it's really beginning to stand in our own sovereignty and use our voice to declare that for ourselves.
That exact word came through in a group I was leading today, and that exact theme of sovereignty and speaking the truth that exists within you and having that power of the voice transform what was around you. So, big theme.
Yeah, so your voice creates words, and the world is the word, right? So much power in our words, using our voice, and our voice has technology in it within itself. There is many things you can learn about someone when you hear their voice.
Because
there's much more
energies.
shared. There's much more shared there than just the sound. It is a multitude of information being shared.
It's beyond just what you perceive you hear too, because there are parts of the spectrum of available sound that are not available to our ears, and what continues to move outward from the sounds that you make can be beyond even your understanding of what it's doing in transformation. So allowing your heart and the soul connection you have to your higher self to produce the sounds that come through you is a way to more embody the energies that are moving through you. And that changes the vibration of those sounds. And as they emanate outward, their impact becomes exponentially greater than if they were simply to come from a place of ego. The situatedness of where the tones are originating is of pivotal importance. And the love that comes through because of the truth that you hold is exponentially greater as well. When we love something passionately, the vibration of that, the greatness of that love shines through the words of when we speak about it and can produce wisdom as what others receive, because it is the depth of our love for what we are speaking about that shines through. And because it rings as true, others receive it as wisdom. And so our spoken truths, when they come from this embodied place of soul, and as spirit moves through us as the instrument, we then become a shared oneness of wisdom, shining those sounds out through the universe. What a force, a beacon, a sound that can be heard farther than other sounds.
And each sound is unique. Each person has their own unique voice. There is no two voices that are identical, which is a miracle in itself with so many people on the planet, and each has their own individual sound. Each soul has their own sound. Each voice has their own sound. Each is unique, just as each face is unique. Each are just as important. Each just has a certain vibration to share. Wisdom coming through one voice is giving a perspective of that uniqueness. All are equal. All are adding up to the whole. All are adding up to the one. Learning to express your voice, learning to get in touch with your voice is very, very powerful. It is a very powerful tool of transformation. When you learn to use your voice, to be in touch with your voice, in touch with that wisdom that wants to come through, in touch with your center, and allowing that flow to come through your voice.
I'm getting a word that isn't a word yet, but maybe should be, which is transcendo, that we become the vehicle for the transformation, the transcendent crescendo, as the sounds move through us in concert, in community, in oneness.
Yeah, sounds can be transformation, even just without syllables, just a tone. The creation is created with sound, light, color. The sound moving through your vehicle can shift and transform your vehicle into higher vibration. How you use your voice, the words you use, the words you choose.
In the different languages, there's such richness in the different languages spoken around Earth at this moment, but also in the parts of the unseen in which language is perceived differently. The energies that have their own language.
Yes, the root creation of each language has a different frequency to it. You can, feel it when you listen to different languages. How, even if you don't know what they're saying, how it feels in your body.
I don't know about you, but my head is being rocked around in a
Yeah,
circle.
I feel like I'm in the spiral.
Yes, me too.
Yeah. So much to participate in and embody this time.
Just breathing into the oneness as we move closer to taking collective breaths. Maybe this is an invitation for a collective breath on this call. So let's breathe in together and out together. And in and out. Just feeling that flow of the cycle of exchange with the atmosphere, with the universe. Opening to new horizons as a collective, opening to the new frontier of dawn, of the uncharted territory that is New Earth, the unparalleled beauty of the pristine, clean slate, opening to our shared collective journey of oneness, of holding each other as we hold ourselves.
I keep hearing it is here, it is here.
I've gotten that all week in my journal writing.
It's here.
It's here. The dawn is here.
This is a beautiful, beautiful time. Nurture yourselves. So important. We forget to take care of ourselves.
Feeling a lot of vibration in my feet. If you are too, maybe just feeling into that connection with the floor, with the ball of your foot, with each toe, with the arch and the heel. And allowing energy to flow through all of those places.
Continuing and continuing to allow the energy to flow. This is something that will always need to be done. Always allowing the energy to flow through you. Learning to get in touch with that energy. Learning how you flow energy. What does it feel like when energy flows through your body? These are miraculous times. This is it. This is what you came for. Embrace it, enjoy it. The greatest transformation in history, of galactic history, is occurring as we speak. It is happening now. Allow yourself to go with this flow of transformation. What a ride, what a ride.
All of us here are so grateful for your service. Light is continuing to effervesce up from this gathering into clouds and into sentient beings, into humanity. And it is affecting, it is having an impact. There is an outcome from this force.
Everything you do has an impact. How you go about your day, all the little choices you make, the smiles you give to a stranger, everything you do is impacting the vibration of the collective. We are all moving together. You don't have to make a great effort to shift. Just allow yourself to be in what you're feeling. Allow yourself to acknowledge how you are responding, reacting. You are constantly contributing to this ascension. Keep choosing what you want to see and be that. Start being the person you want to see now. You do not have to wait for it. Envision yourself of how you want to be in the next couple years and allow that to be your reality now. Start doing it, start being it, start feeling it. Keep choosing that every day.
Seeing this icy blue light coming through, but in a very calming, soothing way.
In a very healing way.
More lavender, and then a bit greenish yellow to orange, and then to more pinky orange, and then to yellow. And then fuchsia, purple. Colors pervading the space. Yellow, orange bursts of light. Flowering petals of light. Sweeping lavender and yellow. These colors are here through this meditation. Yellow, lots of yellow. And now peach and yellow. Both as an indication of the lights, the different fractals that are moving through this shared space, but also in bringing forward the rays of dawn, the colors that signify this immense shift. Pink.
It's rainbow, it's diamond rainbow light. All coming in, the origin of source, the origin of color. which is all connected to light and sound. It's a ray of rainbow showering us.
Just opened up into this light, icy turquoise, soothing and refreshing. Opening and expanding with turquoise.
Pulling that down into the earth, pulling it down through our feet into the center of Gaia. Allowing that frequency to ground and establish its roots in your being.
Allowing the flow through you to bring forth the colors within you. Allow them to meet every cell in your system, every part of every organ, in healing, in adding impetus to nourishment. In fueling your inner life force. Whew.
Lots of beautiful rainbow colors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was
what a nice
restorative.
surprise.
It was so restorative. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it felt very deep, like it came in from very I don't want to say far away because that's not really the words, but it came from source. It came from the depth of the origins of creation. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so happy everyone was here to join in with us in that.
That was.
Yeah. We have to go back and listen to this.
I know. That's what I was thinking too. What a gift. Oh my goodness.
Yes. I love it when we get surprises like that of something coming in. So yeah, so grateful.
So grateful. So grateful for sharing this.
Yeah.
All together.
Yeah. So wonderful. Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you for joining us. This is such a great joy to be here. Such a great joy.
What a deep privilege it is to be walking these steps in these times of the collective together.
Yeah.
Much love, everyone.
Bye-bye.